Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, is a people's favorite thanks in part to her high fashion. But wear the wrong pair of shoes and watch the knives come out. Turns out even the royals aren't free from the ever-watchful eye of the fashion police. Some of the most memorable moments in royal fashion have come from royal weddings. Although the 1999 weddings of Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, to Prince Edward was a more toned-down ceremony compared to the large events of some of her in-laws, her gown was still quite a thing to behold. This simple but beautiful wedding dress remains one of her best looks to date. In fact, in the ranking of royal wedding dresses, this Samantha Shaw creation was and continues to stand out as unique amongst the other royal brides. This gorgeous ivory coat dress was stunning in its attention to detail. Not only is the fit sublime, but the hand-dyed sleeves and the train were adorned with 325,000 pearls and crystal beads. Foregoing dramatic sleeves and billowing skirts of previous royal weddings, the Duchess of Edinburgh walked down the aisle of St. George's Chapel in a sleek gown that evoked the medieval style. With an elegant V-neck and a simple but flattering silk bodice, the royal bride was all beauty. Finally, she was positively radiant in a unique diamond tiara that David Thomas of Asprey & Gerard created with the Queen's collection of diamonds. This tiara would become a favorite go-to for the royal in years to come and would forever call back to the beauty of her wedding. Sophie's look at Royal Ascot in 2001 was not her most poised moment. This look was a lot, from the bright and clashing colors of the paneling to the giant hat that seemed to go with a different look entirely. Labeled a non-starter by the Daily Mail, the Duchess did not wear this outfit, but was instead worn by it. The asymmetric sleeves leave the outfit in desperate need of order. Her subtle but pretty jewelry is overshadowed by the enormity of her hat, and the dull neutral color of the hat and shoes seem totally uncoordinated to the dress. Though Sophie would move on from this fashion failure to regularly step out in demure elegance, this particular look was not one of those times. Usually in fashion, there's one simple rule everyone must follow.
Knock it!
For the excitement of King Charles III's coronation, the Duchess of Edinburgh's stunning look could have gone overlooked if not for her royal blue and red cape. And beneath it, Sophie seemed to float in a stunning cream gown, designed by one of her go-to labels, Susanna London. The detailed hand-embroidered lace around the neck gave the dress an otherworldly quality, and her headpiece, which bloomed like a flower on her head, further brought her elegance to a near angelic level. As for her hair, the Duchess of Edinburgh decided to go with a favorite style of hers, a regal bun. To top it all off, her blue eyes were bright and sparkling as she floated through the ceremony with poise. Before Sophie established her reputation for refined royal fashion, she took some style risks that didn't quite pan out. One such uncharacteristic flop occurred when she attended the wedding of Princess Martha Louise of Norway in May 2002. With the royal guest list, it was only fair to assume that the day would be characterized by tiaras and elegant jewels, but the Daily Mail characterized Sophie's look as belonging to a court jester. With harsh diagonal lines and an odd contrast of black and white, the Duchess of Edinburgh's look was jumbled. Not even her gorgeous tiara or elegant choice of jewelry could save this confused look. Though court jester seems like a snarky, mean girl comment.
When I squint, you look like a circus clown.
Sophie debuted one of her finest looks when her mother-in-law, the late Queen Elizabeth II, became the first British royal to celebrate a platinum jubilee. On the second day of the multi-day celebration in June 2022, Sophie dazzled in pink. For the event, the Duchess of Edinburgh turned to one of her favorite labels, Susanna London, for an Alessia dress in rose gold, which caught the light of the June sun perfectly. The bell sleeves and perfectly draped bow in the back of the dress further infused this look with the poised femininity that the Duchess of Edinburgh has become known for. Not only does this look stand out on its own, but it took on another level of beauty when Sophie joined her daughter, Lady Louise Windsor. The complementary colors and styles of the chic mother-daughter pair brought the Duchess's look to perfection. It's no secret that royals have to follow strict protocols when it comes to fashion. However, with the sheer amount of public appearances and outings that the royals must attend, there have been inevitable breaks in the code. Take, for instance, the look Sophie chose to wear to the 2005 Dyslexia Institute Awards dinner. With a deep V-neck, sparkly red trim, and a bright red ensemble that hugged her figure in the most flattering way possible, the Duchess of Edinburgh certainly stood out. However, even if she looks stunning, some critics consider it one of Sophie's worst ever looks because no matter how beautiful they may look, This sheer midriff is a royal no-no. Not only does Sophie command the room at formal occasions, she also brings a high taste level to events outside of the ballroom or chapel. Take the Sovereign's Parade as a prime example. Serving as a representative of mother-in-law Queen Elizabeth II, Sophie traveled to the Royal Military Academy of Sandhurst to review the Guard and inspect the parade in chilly December 2019. For the outdoor event in December, the Duchess of Edinburgh looked equal parts elegant and warm in a light blue coat. This long cashmere coat and a styled belt created an elegant shape that made Sophie look all the more regal. Beneath the coat, the chic royal wore a floral dress and suede high-heeled boots, paired with a sharply styled black hat and leather gloves. Because the Duchess of Edinburgh is usually so finely dressed, fans and critics alike seem to have high expectations when she steps out. When Sophie traveled to Canvey Island in order to show her support for the grand opening of Charfleet Book Bindery in June 2023, fans were quick to gripe that her outfit wasn't up to snuff, despite arriving at the event in a 2,190-pound Alexander McQueen sleeveless dress. Though some took issue with her choice of the too casual handbag by Sophie Habsburg, the real issue came with the plain white t-shirt she chose to wear beneath the Alexander McQueen dress. According to Express, the choice of tea was distracting for many of the Duchess's fans because of its casualness. The gown Sophie chose when attending the state banquet honoring the South African president in November 2022 is a fine example of Sophie's perfected taste level. The $4,270 Susanna dress is of a deep teal hue that makes the royal's blue eyes positively sparkle. Peeking out from below her floor-length dress, you'll see her sparkling silver platform heels. To top off the already stunning look, the Duchess of Edinburgh brought out the Wessex aquamarine necklace tiara. Sophie also paid homage to the late Queen Elizabeth II by wearing her mother-in-law's modern fringed necklace and her pear-shaped diamond earrings. Though her blue cashmere coat contributed to one of Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh's best looks at Sandhurst, it still couldn't save one of her worst looks a year later. When the Duchess appeared in front of the cameras, in the outfit she chose for the 2023 Christmas Carol concert at Westminster Abbey, it was the small styling errors that ruined the overall look. Individually, the parts of this look are perfectly fine. However, some felt they don't quite go together. Most of the criticism was directed towards her brown boots and the brown leather purse. Critics claim that the boots, bag, and hair subtracted from the formality of the occasion and of the dress. Overall, it felt more like a casual daytime look. Though she was still lovely, as always, this look just did not impress as she usually does. Although Sophie can rock any color, many of her best looks have been in pink, such as a soft pink dress by Valentino that she wore to perfection at the exclusive Order of the Garter in June 2022. Although she had worn this flattering pink dress twice before, Sophie was able to bring the ensemble to a whole new level as she joined Princess Catherine at Windsor Castle. With Princess Catherine in blue, the two royals contrasted each other in the most delightful way. In addition to the chic A-line she wore, Sophie wore neutral heels by Prada and carried a similarly toned handbag by Sophia Habsburg. With her blonde tresses pulled back in an elegant updo, the Duchess of Edinburgh wore a neutral fascinator, styled with graceful feathers and designed by Jane Taylor. For the cherry on top of an already immaculate look, the chic royal wore simple diamond drop earrings and an elegant silver diamond brooch from the Duchess's own jewelry box. One of Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh's worst looks came on a trip to St. Lucia in April 2022, when her choice of shoes sparked a hot debate amongst royal fans. The 591-pound platform wedge Jimmy Choo sandals feature a metallic strap and a 4-inch heel that is more fitting for the beach than for a royal engagement. Summery as they may be, critics pointed out that their inclusion with the look detracted from its potential. But these shoes seemed to be a favorite of the Duchess. This was not the only time Sophie wore them to a royal engagement. She left fans similarly dissatisfied when she wore them during a trip to Cyprus just a few months later in summer 2022. They must be comfy.
Those must be comfortable shoes. I bet you could walk all day in shoes like that and not feel a thing.
The Royal Ascot is known for its fashion. For the second day of the historic Royal Ascot horse race in 2022, Sophie pulled off a beautiful monochromatic outfit in a color that seems tailor-made for her complexion. Blue. This 1,290-pound cornflower blue lace dress by Susanna London features detailed ruffles and 100% silk lining. The matching belt shaped her figure beautifully as she seemed to practically float in her blue heels. Also in cornflower blue, her Jane Taylor fascinator was adorned with intricate roses, showcasing the Duchess's ability to pay attention to the little styling details.